Alright, so I took the day off yesterday, but I'm back and I'm ready to go get back on the grind with the videos. Just need a little bit of a breather. Was a little busy yesterday, but as you can tell from the title, today we have another good video talking about baseball. We are talking about my way too early, and I say way too early because it's not even June yet technically. We're talking about my way too early picks for the 2019 MLB All Star Game. Now, I'm gonna go through the ballot because it did release yesterday and it's currently the first voting period. In case you guys didn't know, the MLB All Star Game voting period has changed. There's like 1 month of time starting yesterday and then going I think to the middle of June, where you have the option to vote on anybody who's on the ballot and of course write-ins. And then after that, they take it down to the final 3 and then you vote from the starters with those. So there's like 2 times to vote. Now this won't be my only All-Star vote video. I'm gonna do one now, which is before the start of June, and then I'm gonna do one a few days before the All-Star ballots go on to that next round, so I can give you a more accurate opinion. Of course, if you guys enjoy this content, you want to see more of it on the channel, make sure to leave a like on this video. That's the best way to show your support. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. I didn't get a chance to say it yesterday, but thank you for this weekend. We had 2 days of over 1,000 subscribers each and every single day, so I can't thank you enough for hitting that sub button and showing the amazing support. Remember to get in the comment section down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my All-Star picks. You can tell me your picks as well down in the comment section. Let's have the conversation. Let's talk like we always do. And as always, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description down below. So we're over on the Google MLB All-Star ballot for 2019. So I think I'm gonna do 3 ballots in this video. I'm gonna do the one that I want, so I'm just gonna go through my picks. They may be a little biased, but that's just what I want to happen. And then I'm gonna do a vote based on what the fans will most likely pick. And then I'm gonna do a ballot based on who I think deserves it the most, regardless of previous years or anything like that. Just who's having the best year in 2019. So let's start off by doing the one where I get to pick who I like first because, well, it's my video. I wanna do what I want. So let's start off here. First base, it's got for the American League, Jose Abreu, Miguel Cabrera, no. CJ Cron's having a fantastic year for sure. CJ Cron's probably the pick right now at first base. I'm gonna go with CJ Cron. As much as I want to pick G-Man Choi, I think CJ Cron's probably the pick right now at first base for me. And then at first base, I'm going Peter Alonso. Is he the best choice? Probably not. But I want Pete Alonso. Like I said, this is the one that I'm going for, like, as a fan voting. What I want in it. Second base now. Moving on over to that in the American League. There's a lot of good players playing second base. I'm going to go with Whit Merrifield. That's going to be my choice at second base in the American League. Although, you know what? I want to see Tommy La Stella. Let's get Tommy La Stella in the game. And then for second base in the National League, Brian Dozier's terrible. Oof. Ozzy Albies is having a pretty good year. Ketel Marte is having a really good year. Cesar Hernandez is having a good year. Moustakas. I'm not going to pick for a Philly, obviously, because no. Let's go with Ketel Marte. I'd probably like to see Ketel Marte in there. Third base now. Let's go to the American League. I'm picking Alex Bregman most likely because that's my boy over there. Yeah, let's go Alex Bregman in the American League. I think he's my pick. And then for the National League, again, I'm gonna go more in depth once I start talking about who deserves it the most. But for my personal picks right now, we'll just keep rolling through here. As much as I want to pick Todd Frazier, you know I can't do that. I'm going to go ahead and go with Nolan Arenado because he's just a beast. His numbers are disgusting this year. Shortstop's a little bit tougher in the American League. There's definitely some more options. It's probably between Jorge Polanco and Tim Anderson, but I like Tim Anderson. He makes the game fun. I'm voting for Tim in this one. And then in the National League, again, I'd love to pick Ahmed, but he's not all-star worthy. I'm probably going to go with Paul DeJong because I think he's really good and underrated in the league, so I'm going to pick Paul DeJong. Catchers now, American League again. Catching is actually a little bit better hitting this year. Still not great. Josh Phegley actually having a great year. I'm going to go ahead and go with, ooh, who am I picking here? Oh, Omar Narvaez. Not enough people talking about this guy. I talked about him as super underrated. He's having a really great season. That's the guy I want to see in the American League. In the National League, I'd love to see Wilson Ramos, but that's just not going to be the case. It's a little tough in the National League. I'm probably going to pick JT Realmuto as much as he is on the Phillies, and I don't want to pick any of them. I think JT Realmuto is probably the best guy, at least the guy I want to see in there. Outfielders now. There's got to be 3 in each league, so I'm going to pick Michael Brantley because Michael Brantley's having a fantastic year, so that's definitely one of my choices. I'm going to also pick Joey Gallo because who doesn't want to see Joey Gallo play in the All-Star game and possibly hit a 3,000-foot home run? And then my other pick. Who's it going to come down to here for my other pick? There's a lot of really good players. George Springer, obviously. Like, I'm not voting for Mike Trout in this one because he's going to get in no matter what. You know, I want to see Austin Meadows in there. Austin Meadows is having a fantastic year as well. So those would be my 3 choices in the American League. In the National League, Acuna's playing well, of course. Bader, Cody Bellinger, like, yeah, I've got to pick him. And I've got to pick Christian Yelich too, right? I have to. Like, that's just wrong if I don't. And then in the third spot, I'm between McNeil and Conforto. I just want to let you know. I'm between McNeil and Conforto. I'll give it to McNeil because I think he probably needs more votes. But that's going to be my starting lineup right there. And then for the DHs, that's right. That's a position I have to choose still. I want to see Shohei Ohtani probably the most. But you know what? Give it to little fat Dan Vogelback. The dude's like Babe Ruth a little bit, short and stocky, and he's hitting bombs, and he takes little tiny steps around the bases. So this is going to be my picks for who I just like think would be fun, who I want to see in there. This isn't necessarily based off any stats or who's the best. This is just what I want to see. So we're going to go ahead and review and submit that, and then we will go into who I think will get picked by the fans and who deserves it the most. All right, I cleared my ballot now, and now I'm going to go based on who I think the fans are going to pick. Again, this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the right, but who do I think is going to get the most support from the fans? So first base in the American League, I think Miggy might get a lot of support. Albert Pujols could always, but it's probably, honestly, it's probably going to be Luke Voit. I imagine the Yankee fans are going to come out strong for him. He is having a good year. So I think Luke Voit's probably going to be the fans' choice. I think that's just the one that people are going to vote for the most, especially because they're Yankee fans. There's a lot of them around the world. And then in the National League at first base, again, Pete Alonso's got the Mets behind him, but I don't think that's going to be it. Josh Bell's having a disgusting year. Freddie Freeman's having a fantastic year. The Cardinals fans always come out. The Philly fans will come out. First base is a little tougher. Honestly, though, I think it's probably going to be Anthony Rizzo. He's having a really good year, and the Cubs fans, they come out hard in the vote. So I think those will be the first basemen, Voit and Rizzo. Second base now, Michael Chavis might actually get on there. DJ LeMahieu as well. Both of them deserve it. Am I going to pick all Yankees here? No, I'm not going to pick all Yankees, but I think DJ LeMahieu probably gets a ton of votes. Yankee fans are talking about him as one of their best players on the team, and they're not wrong. He's playing fantastic. National League now for second base, Ozzie Albies you have there, Cesar Hernandez, Ketel Marte. Ooh, who do I think the fans are really going to vote for here? This is a little bit tougher because there's not a particularly, like, by and large, better second baseman this year in the National League. It's probably going to be Cesar Hernandez. I think the Philly fans are going to really vote for him. They're going to think he's not getting a lot of support. I think Cesar Hernandez is going to be at second base. Third base now, it's either going to be between Chris Bryant. Well, I don't know why I'm looking at the National League first. Let's go to the American League. Alex Bregman, of course. Matt Chapman, of course. Rafael Devers, of course. Hunter Dozier, David Fletcher. These are all guys having great years. Gio Urshela is going to get a lot of votes too, but I don't think that he's going to get starter. I honestly think it's probably going to be Alex Bregman or Rafael Devers. I'm going to go Bregman here. I think the fans are going to vote for Bregman. He's a well-known name now in baseball. In the National League, like I was saying earlier, Arenado, Bryant, Donaldson, all popular names. Machado, another popular name. It's probably going to be either Arenado or Bryant. I'm going to pick Arenado. I think that's the right pick, and I think fans know that he's the best third baseman in the game. Shortstop now. Shortstop again in the American League. You got some really good players. Correa, who just went down with an injury. Bogarts is playing well. Anderson's playing well. Andrews is playing well. You've got Polanco playing well. Gleyber Torres. Oh, Gleyber's listed at short. Oh, what are the fans going to pick? Are they going to let me down and pick Gleyber because Yankees? Oh, who gets more national coverage? I think Gleyber's probably going to get it, which I don't agree with it, but I think Gleyber's going to get it. And then for the National League, Nick Ahmed's actually hitting pretty decent this year, but it's going to be Javi Baez. I don't see anybody besides Javi Baez being the choice at shortstop in the National League, especially on the national level with fans voting. And then for the catchers in the American League, it's probably going to be Gary Sanchez, and again, I know I'm picking just all Yankees here, but the Yankees are good this year, and they're having good players, and Gary Sanchez is someone that Yankee fans love, gets talked about a lot. He seems like the obvious choice for the fans pick. And then in the National League, it's a little tougher. Probably Wilson Contreras or Yachty. That's probably between the two. I'm going to say that Wilson Contreras gets it, because I think the fans understand that he is having a better year than Yachty, and maybe he's passing the torch, but Cardinals fans are insane and will like to tell Yachty's the best catcher in the league. Outfield now for the American League. So Mike Trout's clearly going to be one of the picks, and I don't disagree with it. I just didn't vote for him because he doesn't need my votes. Other players need him. So I think it's definitely going to be Mike Trout. George Springer's having an incredible year. I'd like to see him there. He's a possible option as well. Aaron Judge will probably get votes even though he hasn't played, but I'm not going to pick him. Ooh, this is a little bit tough here in the American League. Michael Brantley, again, having a great year. So actually, you know what? Mookie Betts will probably get in there. Again, don't necessarily think he deserves it, but I think he'll get in there. And I'm also going to pick George Springer. I think those will be the picks in the American League for the outfield. Fans tend to know a bit about the game. Mookie Betts isn't having his best year, and I don't think he necessarily deserves to be a starter, but fans know him. He's playing well. Springer's playing well. Of course, Mike Trout. In the National League, all right, so where's Bryce Harper? Bryce Harper's going to get picked no matter what. I would be shocked if he doesn't make it, if he doesn't at least make it into the top three. Fans, they're just going to vote for Bryce Harper regardless. So I think Harper's probably going to get picked by the fans, and then it's going to be Yelich, and it's also going to be Bellinger. There's no way the fans can't pick those two. Easily the two best years in baseball. Yelich going off, Cody Bellinger going off, and then Bryce Harper. So I think that's probably the choices there. And then the DH will be a little bit different. It's probably going to be JD Martinez if I had to guess, which, yeah, he's having a good year as well. So these are my picks right now for what I think the fans will do. Luke Voit and Rizzo, LeMahieu, Cesar Hernandez, Bregman, Arenado, Gleyber, Javi Baez, Gary Sanchez, Wilson Contreras, Mookie, Springer, Trout, and then Bellinger, Harper, Yelich. So I think that's what the fans will pick. Oh yeah, and JD Martinez, don't forget him. I think that's what the fans will pick. I'm going to go ahead and submit that vote. And then the final one we're going to do in this video is who I think deserves it the most. Not going off any preconceived bias, nothing. Just who's having flat out the best year at every position thus far. and then we'll vote for them. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now to start off, who deserves it the most? First base, American League. Miguel Cabrera hitting for good average, not a lot of power. It's really kind of between CJ Cron for me, Luke Voit, Carlos Santana. Those are kind of my choices there, but I think you gotta give the Twins some love. One of the best teams in baseball, and not a lot of people saw it, so I'm actually gonna go with CJ Cron here right now. In the National League, it's Josh Bell. It's simple as that. Look at those numbers: 338, 17 homers, 48 RBIs, 1100 OPS. That's just the guy who deserves it. A lot of good choices, but Josh Bell is the correct pick at first base in the National League. Second base now, like I said, Chavis is having a great year. Tommy La Stella is having a great year. Go figure, Tommy La Stella. Jonathan Scope is okay. Whit Merrifield's having a good start. Brandon Lau has kind of slowed down a little bit. I honestly think the right choice here is Tommy La Stella. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but Tommy La Stella should be the second base starter in the MLB All Star Game. That would be unbelievable. Second base in the National League, it's between Cesar Hernandez. He's having a good year. Ozzy Albies, who's not having a good numbers. Ketel Marte, honestly, is probably my pick for who deserves it the most. I don't know if you guys looked up his numbers, but he has 12 homers, almost 40 RBIs, 276 average, 857 OPS. He plays a lot of different positions, but he's really good. Ketel Marte, I think, is the guy who deserves it the most. Third base, you know I'm a big Alex Bregman fan. You guys know I'm a big Matt Chapman guy. Devers is having a great year. Hunter Dozier's having a great year. Gio Urshela is having a great year. Some unconventional names that we're not used to. Honestly, right now, Hunter Dozier, I think, deserves it. While Matt Chapman plays, obviously, way better defense than Dozier, I like to go off numbers for the All-Star Game, and defensive numbers just aren't exciting. National League, it's really Nolan Arenado. Eduardo Escobar is having a great year. Anthony Rendon, who's having a great year. Eugenio Suarez is going off. Man, this is really tough. The thing is, Nolan Arenado, oh man, those are insane numbers. 15 homers, 46 RBIs. I love talking about how Anthony Rendon is one of the most underrated, but it's tough to dethrone Nolan Arenado. He's definitely the right choice at third base in the National League. We got Tim Anderson. We got Elvis Andrus, who's having a great year. We got Bogarts, Correa. We've got Francisco Lindor, who's coming back pretty strong, but the one and only choice, in my opinion, that's the correct choice, is Jorge Polanco. This guy's having an MVP-type season for the Twins, going off this year. Disgusting numbers. Jorge Polanco is definitely the right choice at short. And then in the National League, like I said, Javi Baez is having a good year. DeYoung is having a good year. Trevor Story's having a good year. Segura is smacking the ball around the field. Tatis was hot at the start. But I think you got to give it to Javi Baez. Really, it's between him and DeYoung right now for me. When you compare those two numbers, Javi Baez is having more of an impact in my opinion. So, Javi Baez is the choice at shortstop. Now, we go to catcher. There's a lot of choices again for catcher. You got James McCann, who has the high average, but not a lot of home runs or RBIs. Omar Narvaez is hitting for pretty much all-around good stuff. Gary Sanchez's OPS is out of this world. Probably going to be Gary Sanchez, honestly. As much as I want Omar Narvaez or somebody else, Gary Sanchez is just clearly the best hitting catcher in baseball right now. So I think we got to pick Gary Sanchez right there. For the National League, again, a lot of good choices. Wilson Contreras is having a career year, finally breaking out like we once expected. Yadi's playing okay. Wilson Ramos playing okay. JT Realmuto is still playing well, but I think you got to go Wilson Contreras. 300 average, almost 1,000 OPS, 12 homers, 32 RBIs. He's having a fantastic year this year, so he's definitely the choice of catcher. Outfield now, let's go scroll down real quickly to George Springer, because I don't want to forget him. He definitely deserves it. MVP type numbers, 17 homers, 43 RBIs, over 1,000 OPS. I also think that probably Eddie Rosario deserves it as well, because he's going off for the Twins, so I'm going to click him. You have great years from Austin Meadows. Ooh, Austin Meadows is a good pick as well. But I think I'm going to double up here, and I'm going to pick another Houston Astro, and that's going to be Michael Brantley, who is hitting 325, 10 homers, 36 RBIs, 921 OPS. Ooh, I think, you know what? It's honestly Austin Meadows probably. I think Austin Meadows actually deserves it more than Brantley. So those are going to be through the American League. In the National League now, Cody Bellinger, clearly the right choice. And let's go pick Christian Yelich again. You're going to see their names pop up on this a lot because they're just having insane years. They're playing extremely well. Verdugo's goes off to a hot start, but not an all-star. Soto, not an all-star. Good year, though. Franmil Reyes is hitting bombs, but not an all-star. Who are we going to pick here? There's a lot of really good choices. Melky Cabrera is hitting 327. I still can't believe that. Ooh, who do I pick here for the third outfielder that really deserves it the most? This is going to be tough. This is tough. I've got to put all my bias aside here. Technically, Charlie Blackmon has better numbers, so I've got to pick him as much as I want to pick Michael Conforto, and I think he actually is a better player. I got to pick Charlie Blackmon to just stay unbiased for this one. I pick Conforto, I think, or no, I pick McNeil for my fan vote one. And then DH, I think JD Martinez is pretty much the obvious choice, but I'll take a look again. Dan Vogelbach's having a fantastic year. Don't get me wrong. But when I look at the numbers, I see the... Ooh! Hold on a second. Hunter Pence. I forgot about you. Ooh, Hunter Pence might be the pick. Go figure. Yeah, Hunter Pence. I'm picking Hunter Pence, man. 1,000 OPS, 11 homers, 37 RBIs, 308 average. That is an insanely good year under the radar for Hunter Pence, especially when the Giants didn't want him anymore. You thought he was done with baseball, but this is where I think deserves it now. CJ Cron and Bell at first, LaStella and Marte at second, Dozier, Hunter Dozier, and Nolan Arenado at third, Jorge Polanco and Javi Baez at short, Gary Sanchez and Contreras behind the plate, Austin Meadows, Rosario, Springer in American League, and then Bellinger, Blackman, Yelich in the National, and then the DH, Hunter Pence. Go figure. So I'm going to go ahead, review, and submit that as well. And we're just going to wrap up this video. I would love to know who you guys think deserves to make the All-Star team down in the comment section below. You can let me know about my picks, my decisions, what I've been talking about, anything you want to talk about baseball, talk about it in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. If you love baseball, this is the place to be, so make sure you hit that sub button. Remember, leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it and you want to see more of it in the future. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description down below. And that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. YouTube recommends you watch this one right here, as well as this is my most recent upload. So if you haven't seen them, click through, watch those. I promise you'll like them. The summer is coming up on us shortly, and we're going to just have crazy videos as thunder happens. So I guess if any of you stuck around this long, you got a little taste of me getting scared of thunder. Yeah, wrapping it up there. Bye!